attorney, Diane Izzo, on this matter.
Okay.
But Nick has been included on the loop, so he can chime in as well.
All right, who best
We'll
first?
start out with Matt.
Okay.
Give his background.
Good evening.
Good evening. So I believe it all began at the end of August. I got some calls from people on Helen Ave, and people came in from Helen Ave claiming that there was some clearing going on. So myself and the town engineer went out to kind of see what was going on. He was clearing, but wasn't clear how much he had cleared at the time, because when we went out there, he had stopped working. So I wrote a letter saying that he needs to maintain a 50-foot buffer and to stop clearing. So then we have received multiple complaints about noise eventually, which was through the police. Some noise, we about more clearing and digging. And so myself and the town engineer went back out to the actual business and were told to get off the property, and any questions we had about what they were actually doing, he refused to tell us, essentially, until we told him what every single residential bud was doing. So obviously not that easily done. So then with more calls coming in, I have, with the help of the solicitors, issued a violation letter in that they're expanding, it's a non-conforming use, it's a heavy-duty truck repair and some other repairs in an R20 district, which is not allowed. So I've also contacted DEM. They went out last Friday to kind of inspect, I believe, dust and emissions. When I called, the inspectors were still out, so I asked for a report back from them. I haven't received it yet. And then I also tried to contact the part of DEM that was responsible for RIPD's permits. Anytime you clear over an acre, you need a permit from the state just to deal with stormwater. And I get through to them. I was told by one person today at DEM that I have to actually submit a public records request, which could take anywhere up to 20 days to figure out if they have a permit. So
It will be done by then.
See,
One place demolished.
The DEM told you?
yes.
see, my concern, like I went to see you today, and I was surprised that there were so many people who were in front of me with complaints regarding this. And based on what you're saying, this is a very intense bureaucratic process where, since he owns a lot of machinery, he can just
Yeah, you should have wiped the
dig
whole
and
place out.
dig as.
And he's like, I gotta go.
Don't we have the right to put a cease and desist on it until everything is cleared up legally?
I believe that's what Mr. Sarcioni is talking about.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Well, in my letter that you had a chance to look at today, I told them to cease and desist, any more clearing of the buffer. They have to file for a special use permit because they're expanding a non-conforming use on the property. That is a process through the zoning board.
So the town is taking immediate and appropriate action.
Okay.
And I understand it's frustrating to the residents because it's not as fast. And we can't post cars there 24/7. We do have the police for the noise violations. The town is taking the necessary steps and if necessary, legal steps.
If it takes 20 days, he'll have everything done.
There's, everybody gets a due process, and I understand it's, from your point of view, it's a little different. But please understand from the town's point of view, there's a process that we're following as well. And I completely sympathize with what you're saying. I know Matt has been in touch with you and working with you.
I understand it. And he goes to the front of the building and they won't let him on the property. If he wants to come in right through my yard and stand up there and see what's going on, he's welcome to do it.
I've gone and taken pictures, and we've also received pictures from people on Helen Ave. So
We're doing what we
Yes.
can,
yeah.
as much as we can at
As
this
fast as
point.
we can.
Is that-
Yes.
Was the notice served today?
No, I did not believe it was, because it wasn't finished until this
Okay.
afternoon.
So you, okay.
Yeah.
Any suggestions as our solicitor?
Well,
Is it tomorrow morning?
I would say, as we go forward, if legal action is necessary, the town will take legal action.
Okay.
Can I ask you something? Has being the zoning enforcement officer, does this person have the legal right not to allow him on his property, being a town official?
He may, but it's not well advised.
Right, okay, I don't know
From a land use
really, just,
standpoint.
From my knowledge, and my knowledge is limited as far as Maryland versus Rhode Island law, but with enforcement officers, you can view anything viewable from the public right-of-way is enforceable. Anything viewable from a allowed neighborhood, a neighbor's property, as such, in this case, is also enforceable. So if I'm standing at my neighbor's yard and I'm the enforcement officer and I'm looking at the violation in the neighboring yard, I can see that from my neighbor's yard and I have permission, I can enforce that.
Welcome to come on my yard. You know, go right through.
Okay.
I mean, but I'm not the one that's most, is, you go down a little further, toward Hopkins, no, fire department, toward that direction, and, I mean, there's 15 feet, you're supposed to stay away, 50 feet. And
What is the address on Hopkins Hill?
225, I believe,
225?
yes.
what's the name of the business?
Ferrara Mechanical.
What is it, please?
Ferrara Mechanical.
Yes, Ferrera Mechanical, it used to be Sandberg.
There used to be Sandberg, we fought that years ago.
And if you look,
Yeah.
yeah, and if you look at Ferrera Mechanical, like I did, it's still, the address is still located in Providence, I think on Allen Ave or someplace. But that's what it is now.
And it, I know we went through here
Okay.
years ago at Sandberg, it's the same thing, but only worse, much worse. This guy's really thick-headed, I'll do it my way, and that's all there is to it, and I don't care what you say.
Well, again, I'm glad you came forward. I know that the town is, as we've said, doing all we can within time limits, and we will continue to look into it. I know we have another gentleman here that might want to make a comment, so if you gentlemen could have a seat. Otherwise, we're going to start having more people in front of us than we are here. So if you could, for your name
Yes.
and your address.
Yeah, my name is Tyler Albert, I'm at 34 Helen Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he's encroached on my fence, he's got a 9,000 gallon gasoline tanker truck sitting 5 feet from my fence, it's within 40 feet of my house. I'm worried about my 2-year-old playing in the backyard around the fuel truck, and I've got a fire pit that's 10 feet from this tanker truck that I'm sure the fire department wouldn't like me having a fire out there next to this tanker truck.
Now, for my information, is this a new business that's causing all this problem, or has this
It's
been
not-
going on for a while?
No, it's been there, but they've been okay.
They just expanded.
They're expanding,
I
the
got
buffer between my property and theirs was
There were issues with
Okay.
this
15,
business in
20
the past.
feet or so, and now he's, there is no buffer anymore.
Okay.
I could take down a panel on my fence, and there's this whole business, and these guys digging up rocks and boulders, and my concerns are, is he gonna blast these boulders and do that? My house is vibrating during the day, that shakes the house, and wakes up my 2-year-old, the dogs start barking, it's quite the nuisance. I'm really worried about, the hazardous material vehicles that he's storing there, how's that affecting my house? The fumes, the dust, it's awful, it really is. They've destroyed the barrier between our homes, our house and their property, and it's really unacceptable.
Okay.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for your comments. Anyone else,
I'm sorry, I have one more question?
okay, as a continuation?
As a
Sure.
continuation of the same issue,
Sure.
regarding the cease and desist, how does that work exactly? If they receive a cease and desist ordinance or letter, then they have to stop doing what they're doing? Or obviously, since they own the machines, they would continue until somebody, a resident would call in? Who would we call, the town, the police? How would that work?
If a cease and desist order is served on him, then he has to stop unless and until he appeals it.
Okay.
The town may still have the right to just bring a separate legal action to stop whatever he's doing. It's in the town's judgment whether to do that. So, but yes, the cease and desist means what it says, you're supposed to stop. It doesn't always work, but
Right, how is that, so being enforceable would be basically,
it can be enforced
Be
by a
called.
court.
okay.
Through the court process, which doesn't move all the time fast.
Right, exactly.
At the appeal process,
The cease and desist order is an order in itself that's authorized by law to to be issued by the zoning inspector. So it doesn't need to have the stamp of judicial approval to be effective. It is effective in and of itself, standing on its own. So if you choose to disregard it, you do so at your own peril.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Asselon?
Council members, it's kind of a good occasion right now to bring something up close to my heart. Because of what Commissioner McGee was talking about on the sewer project. You're going to spend $800,000 for 3,700 feet of sewers, combination of gravity and pressure. We had on the table almost a year ago, and some of you were involved in it, the purchase of the Reservoir Road sewer line for $250,000 for 2,500 feet, or less than half the price of what you're paying. And this line would serve more than the line you're putting in on Hopkins Hill, by bond issue, by tax. The deal that we had was pay me when you can. Not pay me now, pay me next year, over 5 years. And I don't really think you understand, I never did a study on the value of this line. That will do all of Airport Road, Wood Estates North, up to 1 million gallons a day, and the high school. Now, frankly, I would have given this to you. I tried to give it to the high school. But giving a gift in Coventry never works, because there's always what's the agenda. So I offered it to you for what it cost me. And yet, for some reason, now it's not going. Now it's not going to happen. So I ask you to reconsider this. There was problems with right-of-ways which could be solved. Not a big deal. I offered to protect the town council or the town community from any adverse effects. So I don't really think there's an agenda behind it. I think, I don't mean this in a bad way, you don't understand it. So if you went out and spent a little time of what it would cost you to do Wood Estates North, Clubhouse Road, Airport Road, all those houses in there, several hundred houses, at $100 a foot, as opposed to another bond issue that people have to pay for. You're also talking about a bond issue, maybe it's going to be the state participation, of doing Route 3 for $3 or $4 million. I have a line along most of Route 3, Newsnack Hill Road. I'm not asking you to buy it. They can sewer at least more than half of what you're going to get for the bond issue. So I don't understand this multi-million-dollar projects when you can do things the way old Kundal Gazella could do. Figure things out, what's real cost, what's real. It has to be a major engineering firm. And by the way, that $800,000 you're going to pay is not without extras. Not that there may be extras, but there always are on every sewer line you have ever done. And the deal I proposed to you, or gift, was no extras. $250,000, my cost, pay me when you can. So I think that I want to bring it up that I had you all together. I think you should really consider that.
All right.
No skin off your nose.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
I know it's been talked about, and it will continue to be talked about. Different issue from the last issue on Helen. Any other public comments regarding anything? Yes? Mr. Lawrence. Good evening.
Hi, Robert Lawrence, 26 Dotton Street. All I want to say is, why can't you guys just have Mr. Waters tell the zoning guy to put up a cease and desist order and just do some action? Because if you do that, then the guy on Hopkins Hill Road, wherever it is, going to have to, he's going to be in trouble. And we've been dicking with these right-of-ways now for 4 years because we won't take any action. But if you just do the cease and desist, these poor guys won't be here like a fool 4 years from now, like me, begging for the same thing we've been begging for. Just do something. Why be politically correct and let the system work its way? Just make him be the bad guy. The guy that's bulldozing everything up.
Okay, thank you. I know there's legal action, we got our solicitor thinking about this as we continue on. Any other comments? Public hearing, yes. Good evening.
Good evening. Nancy Sullivan, 6 White Oak Court. I know that the financial town meeting was quite some time ago, and then many of the things were passed and or voted on by the town residents. I was just wondering, because I was out of town this past week, and there was an important zoning meeting that I wanted to be at, but I couldn't. Where do we stand on the meeting management system? Because I sure would have loved to have been able to witness what was going on at that meeting had we had that system. And I know that that was included in the last budget. So are we making any kind of progress on going forward with that? That's just our question and thoughts. Okay?
Mr. Waters, you want to respond to
that?
all of that?
I'd be more than happy to. So,
All right.
we've picked out a couple of vendors, we're demoing a couple products, and it'll be forward coming as it comes forward.
Beautiful.
So it's in the works, behind the scenes.
Beautiful. Great, that's all I wanted to hear.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you. Any other comments from the public regarding anything? All right, then at this time, I would like to ask for a motion from the council, hereby like to enter into executive session pursuant to Rhode Island General Laws 42-46-5, parentheses A, parentheses 2, discuss matter or matters pertaining to litigation, impact fees, 39 Playas Lane, Iose versus Town of Coventry. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All right, and then on the vote, I think we go individually. Mr. McGee?
Yes.
Mr. Aslan?
Yes.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mr. Bossinier?
Yes.
And Glenn Shibley, yes. Okay, so we are going now into executive session. Good evening. When we come out, it'll only be to adjourn. Thanks for coming.